May God be with you all.
Alright, let's get started. So here I'm asking his head to bend in towards me. And what that does is it teaches their face to be soft as well as moving off of pressure. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing my hand back towards me and then bringing it up to the withers here. So I'm readjusting my rope real quick and I'll show you. So here, I bring my hand back towards me and then up towards the withers. You can see slowly I'm moving and his nose bends in. So I'm going to go ahead and hold it for a few seconds and release, and then give him a couple of pets. And go ahead and do it on the opposite side as well. Bring it back and then up towards the withers. Hold it for a few seconds and release. So here he's not really paying attention to me. So here I'm going to add more and more pressure. Sometimes I'll give him a little bit of a cluck, so hey, let them know I'm still standing here. And then he brings his head back in towards me. So I'll hold it for a few seconds and then I go ahead and I'll release. So here I'm asking him to move off of pressure again. And I'm adding pressure to the opposite side of the halter as I walk in towards him. And at some point when you keep doing this consistently with your horse should be able to do it where you're just moving your hands and clucking, walking in towards him, to the point where all you have to do is walk in and he should move off that pressure. So here I'm going to ask him to back up by just wiggling the rope, kind of get out of my bubble here. And to teach your horses, when you wiggle harder and harder until you have to slam down on that rope. And even if they take one step, that's more than reward enough. And the more you do it, the better you get. So I'm going to go ahead and send him off here. So I asked him by putting pressure towards his hindquarters and pointing the way I want him to go. So I'm going to go ahead and bend down towards his hindquarters and ask him to stop here and come in towards me. So he goes ahead and takes a few steps I don't want, so I wiggle the rope. Just tell him, hey, I just want you to stand. So here again I'm going to ask, but he's not paying attention. So I get after him by wiggling that rope, make him stop and think about what he just did right there. And I'm going to sit there, make him wait for a minute, and then I'm going to go ahead and ask him to go again. So I put pressure on his hindquarters and then point the way I would like him to go. So go ahead and add some pressure if you feel they're, slowing down or whatever. Sometimes they like to be lazy, and continue going around in that circle. So here I'm going to ask him again, and I'm going to bend down towards his hindquarters, say whoa, and since he's not stopping, I'm going to go ahead and wiggle that rope, tell him whoa, back him up, make him stand there for a second, and then send him on his way to the opposite direction. And usually I have like a lunge line that I have extra soccer rope where I can use to push him with, throw at him or swing at him, but today just had his lead rope, so that's what I had to use. But you always want to do this both directions on the lunge line with your horse, and at some point eventually work your way up to a trot and then a lope. But if you're just starting at a walk right now, your goal is to hit a trot, lunging on the lunge line, making sure they're paying attention and respecting your space. So that's really all I have to say, and thanks for watching.